Thanks for tuning in to the Stay Enduro podcast. I'm your host, Chase Pennycuff, and our other host is Dalton Owenby. Just two former college football players and men of faith that love our families and have a huge passion for hunting and fishing in the outdoors. Welcome back to episode 3. This week we'll be talking about fitness and how fitness pertains to hunting and specifically elk hunting, because the mountains are ruthless and will tear you down. So as a little precursor, let me just say that fitness can help you get deeper into the backcountry. It can help you hunt longer during the day, and it can improve your quality of hunt over the duration of however long you're there. Something that I think is a really good idea, especially when you're thinking about elk hunting and ways to improve your elk hunting, is really to just get the excess weight off of your body. I started my fitness journey back in June 2021. I'm by no means an expert, and I've been around athletics I'm a former athlete, as y'all know from the last podcast. I was a D1 football player, played football my whole life. I wrestled in high school, so I've been around like health and the fitness world quite a bit because of my athletic background. But I am by no means an expert. So I knew the biggest thing for me for wanting to be a better elk hunter was to get this excess weight off my body. After I got out of college, I was okay for a little while, and then I started putting on quite a bit of weight, and I knew that I really needed to get back down to at least my football shape. So let's start in June 2021. June 2021, I was about 295, and that's lighter than I had previously been. I've been up to 330 pounds before, which is extremely sloppy. That's the worst I've ever been, and it was just bad. But I had done things here and there, ran a little bit, and got in the gym a little bit, changed my eating habits a little bit, and I had gotten down to 295. So when I started, the first thing I did was I got on the keto diet. And if you guys don't know what the keto diet is, it's basically no carbs, really low carbs. I did keto for about 6 months, and I would keep my carb intake from trying to be under 28 grams of carbs a day. Now, keto may not be for everybody. I like keto, and I think keto is a really good thing. I'm a pretty big advocate of it. It helped me lose probably almost 60 pounds of all the weight I've lost. No, I'll say it was 45 pounds. Keto helped me lose 45 pounds, and the additional weight that I lost because of my workouts and what we're going to get into a little bit today on the fitness side. But I think the first part of the fitness side of it is to get rid of the weight that you don't need, because it just weighs you down, obviously. Diet, I think, is probably, diet is about 90% of weight loss. So you can take that into account. So I got down probably, I was in the 260 range, 250 range when I started really getting into the workouts and stuff. So this is definitely not a weight loss podcast, but for me, this is what had to happen, and this was the biggest part of my process in getting my body to where I want it to be for this upcoming 2022 September. So after keto, and when I got into the lifting hard, running hard, and all that stuff, let's take a step back. For the first part of my fitness stuff, it wasn't like I was doing tons and tons and tons of running. I was hitting a stair climber just about every day. I was doing 30 minutes to an hour every day, and that's really good. But I was also running on the treadmill. I was trying to increase or decrease my times for mile runs and stuff. But I was also doing a lot of leg day workouts. I was doing squats just about every day, And that's probably not the best thing to do, but I think legs are really important in the mountains. So at one time I was squatting just about every day. I wasn't doing complete leg day workouts, but I was doing squats in some form every single day. I would do leg day probably 2 to 3 times a week. And I was running, I would walk on the treadmill sometimes for an hour, but I would try to get in some good running. And that's far from where I'm at now, but we'll get into that later. So I had lost a ton of weight doing keto and doing some of this stuff in the gym. And then I picked up CrossFit. And this is where things really get in like a lot better. So CrossFit is probably the first or second best thing that you can do to prepare for the mountains. The way the workouts work. So like with CrossFit, it's all timed. So like you're trying to get your complete workout done in a specific time frame. So it gets your heart rate up, it gets you moving, and it's basically HIIT workouts or high intensity interval training at a really fast pace. There's a lot of running. I don't know if you know what a row machine is, but there's a lot of rowing. We do a lot of pull-ups and a lot of jerks, cleans, just all that kind of stuff. It's basically total body workout, really, really fast paced. What I'm doing now is I am doing tons and tons of running. Basically, I'm trying to run a 10K at the moment, like every couple days. Your boy is basically trying to emulate Cam Hanes because he is just a monster in the mountains. He's just a freaking beast. So yeah, I'm running a lot while still working out, and I'm not currently doing CrossFit because I've had a lot of things come up financially, and CrossFit was getting really expensive for me. At one time, I had a nutritionist, and I was paying for CrossFit and 2 gym memberships at the same time. So that was getting really expensive, and I had to cut a few things out. So currently, I'm not doing CrossFit, but I'm going to pick it back up. I do some of the stuff in my regular gym. So currently, where I sit right now, I have been fluctuating between 220 and 228. So on my good days, I'll be around 220. This morning, I weighed in at like 227, which is fine. I'm trying to get down. I don't know if at some point I'm going to try to stay around where I am now or maybe go down to like 215. But the process is long, so don't get discouraged. It's all in the name of elk hunting, so you got something to work for. So now that you know a little bit about my past year with my weight loss and my fitness and stuff, let's talk about why this stuff specifically relates to elk hunting. So first thing, let's take running and the long distance running and stuff that I've been doing, especially like the 10Ks and stuff. So this long distance running is going to help you like get really deep into the backcountry. It's going to help your endurance and your stamina. So I'll relate that to the pack in. So when we packed in a couple years ago, we were probably sitting around 70 pounds on our back, each of us, and we went about 6 miles in. Now I could almost I think I could almost double the distance of the pack in. So with my initial pack in, with endurance, I can get deeper into the backcountry than most other hunters are going to go. So staying on the topic of the pack in, where all my leg workouts and the leg day stuff comes in is like my legs will be strong enough to carry my pack while being able to stabilize my body on some of these trails, because some of the trails in the area that I'm in get kind of skinny. So I'll be able to move efficiently with core strength and leg strength through the mountains. Now, while I'm out there, I'm hoping to be able to do 12 to 18 miles a day while I'm in the backcountry. And obviously, you're going to have a lot of endurance to be able to do that. And it may not necessarily be every day, because if I get on elk, I won't have to move a whole lot. I'll just have to put a bull to bed or, whatever transpires in that situation. But to be able to locate elk, I want to be able to move really well. I want to be able to do large loops while I'm in the mountains without it affecting me. So like I don't want to have to be so tired that I can't even hardly move the next day or wear my body out while I'm out there. So I think with everything that I've done and all the workouts that I've done, that I think 12 to 18 miles a day would be pretty decent, because with a 10K, I run, 6.1 miles. I run that in about an hour, and I'd like to get that time down. But the endurance aspect of while I'm hunting out there is to be able to make them large loops. So obviously with the pack out, it's kind of the same, except for you'll be toting a whole lot of weight, and hopefully that's what we're doing. So, with my leg workouts, we'll be able to put that weight on my back, my core stabilize that weight while we're packing the meat out and all that. So now let's talk about something that everybody gets concerned with, and the altitude aspect of going into the mountains, altitude sickness and all that stuff. So the last time I did get altitude sickness, but I think that was a product of my body being out of shape, being a fat guy, and my lung capacity not being very good. This time I'll be going in significantly lighter, at least 75 pounds lighter than when I went in there the previous time. Also, my lung capacity is much greater. I run quite a bit more, so I'll be able to breathe better in the mountains. I don't know all this for fact, but I'm pretty positive that it's going to have my fitness in the last year is going to have a big positive impact on the way my body reacts to the altitude. All you guys will get to personally see the difference that this time makes versus the last time. You didn't get to see a whole lot of the last time, but you will get to see everything for this time. And I'll be talking about it on the podcast. There'll be YouTube videos about it and all that stuff when we go out there. But we will be able to see the impact that fitness and health are going to take on this time's trip, being in the mountains. So you're going to be able to see a 100% honest comparison between healthy, fit me versus fat, out of shape me. So we're going to keep this podcast up and continue the process from now till I get out there hunting, and we'll be able to show you a lot of different stuff. But also you can follow me on my Instagram. It's at stained_arrow. There you can see kind of my day-to-day life, what I do in the gym, all the running I do. You can kind of keep up with everything that's going on, and you can also kind of see the way I eat and a plethora of all different kinds of things. So that'll probably wrap it up for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video. It really does a lot to help get the video out there. Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. And if you like what you heard, you can follow us on Instagram and YouTube. You can go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, whatever streaming platform you listen to us on, you can follow us on there so you can stay in tune when we put new episodes out. Thanks for listening, guys, and you'll have a good day. Always remember, love God, love people,